What's up, guys? You join me, Justin, and I'm here with Gary and Christy.
How's it, guys? How's it?
And we are in what is basically what, like a spaceship?
That's correct.
Okay, yeah. We are in the
Ironman spaceship.
The Ironman spaceship. It's for the keen-eyed viewer, you'll notice it's an Audi e-tron GT RS, right?
That's correct, yeah.
And we are just going to drive around in this fully electric vehicle because, if you like it or not, electric cars are coming. They're coming fast. I mean, Audi has, I think, the biggest range of electric vehicles now available in South Africa, ranging from SUVs to high performance luxury cars like this. Yeah, and we've got Gary here and Chrissy, and we are going to debunk some myths, because literally 2 minutes ago, standing outside, a guy rolled up in a high performance RS6, and the first words were something along the lines of, what, it's a load shedding car, yes, so yeah. Eskom and whatever. So we are here to debunk some of the myths around charging infrastructure, charging time, charging costs, and if Eskom really does play a negative impact on owning an electric car. So Gary, this is your time to shine, my man.
Cool. So we'll address the load shedding one, you know, and get that off the first page. The charging times vary anywhere from 6 hours to 15 minutes. So when we wow. think of load shedding, we think of our home charging systems.
Yes.
So when you do buy an e-tron from us, we actually install a charger at your house. The technicality part of it is it ranges from 7 kilowatts to 22 kilowatts, depending on what system you have at your residence. We need to understand that we're looking at an average battery size of 80 kilowatts. So if you can do simple maths, 80 kilowatts divided by 7 gives you X amount of hours.
Exactly.
So Eskom's load sheddings are never longer than 6 hours over a 12 hour period. So when we get home at night, let's say 6 o'clock, we plug the car in. Even if the car was on 0, by the next morning when you wake up, it's fully charged.
And but you're never really on 0.
You're never really on
exactly.
0. That's the other thing. So one of the advantages of having these cars is every day you wake up, you've got a full tank. So that tank might be only 450 or 500 kilometers, depending on how you actually drive the car. But every morning you have 450 kilometers available for you. 99% of the time we don't drive 450 kilometers every day.
No, you don't.
And then there's a wide range of public stations across South Africa. We're just shy of 400 at the moment.
Wow.
So most malls, Brooklands, Centurion Mall, Menland, Woodlands, think of a mall in a city or a suburb rather, it has public stations.
Yeah.
And those vary from anywhere from half an hour to 15 minutes to have the car charged.
That's crazy.
That's from 0. Again, what's the chances of the car actually being 0?
Exactly. Yeah.
So
I think it's very minimal.
Very minimal. So for a daily use, it's a lot more convenient than a combustion car will ever be.
Yeah.
So taking Eskom into account, it's not an issue. We're able to charge our phones every day, whether there's load shedding or not, and we need that same mentality when it comes to actually purchasing an EV car.
This feels pretty normal. Yeah. I mean, we're doing the speed limit. You aren't in like a hardcore eco mode now.
No, just a normal auto drive function now.
Yeah. So when it comes to a customer walking into the door, are you finding that customers are asking about these compared to some of the petrol powered cars, or are they walking in saying, I want an EV? Or is it a case of, I was looking at, say, an SQ5 or an SQ7 or even an RSQ8, but tell me about the EV?
So the interesting part is the customer that comes in looking for a Q7, for example, does take the time to compare it to one of the e-trons.
Okay.
Because of the fact that it's, you know, similar size, similar functions at the end of the day. So they do come in I want to say something. Audi launched 6 of the flagship models in South Africa.
Yeah.
So the A3s, A4s, A5s, A6s, Q3s in the e-tron range are coming.
Yeah.
But we launched the flagship range. So that specific market at the moment are extremely educated because they are spending that kind of money on the car at the end of the day.
Exactly.
So they are comparing it to a normal Q7, Q8, or a Q5 at the end of the day. That is happening.
Okay.
So it's warming up. It is taking time. We also need to understand it's new in South Africa.
Alrighty, Christy, you're in the driving seat.
Yes.
So,
It's a good place to be.
we've listened to the boring stuff about charging and costs and charging network and all that kind of stuff. Sorry, Gary.
No, it's just
Let's talk about the exciting stuff.
Yeah.
Performance.
Yeah.
So, Audi e-tron GT RS. Now, what is your take on the performance of this thing?
So you're looking at 830 Newton meters of torque and 440 kilowatts.
Wow.
When it's in boost mode, you're looking at 475.
475.
Which is, it's neck-breaking performance. I don't know how else to explain it. You've got to pre-warn passengers to put their head against.
That is...
It just is what it is.
That is crazy.
It's got its own gear for launch.
What?
It's an EV with gears. It's got 2 gears and it's got its own gear dedicated almost entirely to launching the car. So...
What? That is insane. Oh my gosh. Okay. Jeez. Like, that's instant, eh?
Yeah, and that's in comfort.
What?
Just
No
putting
way.
that out there. So it's not like driving. This is the only place it really differs from an ICE engine car. Is it's not like driving an internal combustion engine as far as how the power is delivered.
Yeah, because you've got that instant power delivery.
Instantly there. Obviously you've got a better center of gravity because the weight's all at the bottom where the batteries are. So the car it's heavier, but it handles beautifully and it's got all that power. So it's a perfect combination between sport and comfort.
Oh, that's fantastic. Do you find yourself driving it normally like you would an ICE engine?
No, I'll never get a claimed
you...
range, eh? There's just no way I'm getting a claimed range.
Are you just exploiting the power?
No, you can't not. So as much as I did a test, I was like, cool, I want to drive it today. I want to see, can I get the range claimed?
Yeah.
And I could definitely do it. I was on average when I was driving like a civil person, almost recuperating all the power I was using.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, so you're getting most of the power back. It was really an excellent drive. Unfortunately, I felt the need to prove that the electric car was better than any car parked next to a robot.
Yes.
And
Even the guy in his little Toyota Etios, you're like, watch this, buddy.
100%. I'm like, everyone needs to know that.
Yeah.
I'm silent and quick. So that was a bit of a crisis with driving it, is you want to use that power because it's just, I think if you drove it long term, you might not feel that way. But every time you get in this car, you just want to, because it's a wild feeling. It's incredible.
So, are you not missing the sound of the engine? Or is it a sacrifice that you are willing to make? Because I'll be honest with you, it's a sacrifice, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but it's a sacrifice I'm willing to make because I really like EVs and I really think they're cool.
Yeah.
But like when you drive an R8, okay, let's not even go that extreme. When you're driving like an RS7 or an RS6 or something that has similar performance to this,
Yeah.
there's that engine sound, there's that, when it changes gear, there's that kick.
So it's a difficult one. I'm a car person. I started working at Audi because of the R8. That 5-cylinder engine and the noises it makes, and the RS3 and TTRS, incredible, absolutely love it. And before we got the EVs, I was like, me.
Yeah.
Like, oh, they're gonna be cool,
Yeah,
but
cute.
yeah, electric car doesn't make noises. But you get over it so quickly once you're actually driving the car, because noise is part of, I think it fits into the same box in your head as excitement. So
Yeah.
it fits into that, this fun new thing, it's loud, it's exciting. Having driven the louder cars on a long term, that noise is exciting when you turn it on sometimes. It's exciting when you drive it sometimes. It's not exciting always.
Exactly. And I think
it doesn't
nowadays
always tick the same boxes for you.
Yeah.
Whereas the excitement factor in this never really ends.
And I think nowadays when you have noise, it's followed up by like money as it idles away or as you gear down, and it's fuel, and petrol's getting like expensive, and I know like us normal plebs are complaining about the petrol price, but the guys that are spending 2 or 3 million rand on their high performance cars, they're also complaining about the petrol price, because it's an expense that wasn't there before, and it's so volatile. Like you don't know, like, is it going to go up? Is it coming down? How much is it going to go up again?
Well, it never comes down more than it goes up.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
So it's never going to come down to what it was.
So yeah, look, I for one like the EV.
Yeah.
I do like the performance that these EVs give, but I am excited to see when it becomes more accessible to the masses.
Yes. Yes.
When you have your Q4s, your smaller cars, where more people can afford these. And I think, you know, the infrastructure will catch up. Like I was saying before to other people, everyone always says, oh, but there's not enough charging stations. Not everyone can have an electric car because there's not enough charging stations. And you say, yes, well, remember when the car was first invented? I don't think there was a petrol station on every corner.
No, it was why I pointed
That
out.
took
Yeah.
time.
Yes.
Whereas this EV story is going to take time, and also I don't think tomorrow when we wake up every car is going to be EV.
No, it's going to take.
It's going to take some time to get into.
Yes.
And if you are doing 400 k's a day, then maybe an EV is not for you. But again, if you're spending the amount of money on these cars, chances are you have another car.
Yes. And you fly to Cape Town.
And you fly to Cape Town, and you fly to Durban.
Yes.
And you may be going to the office and back during the week, which is not
Yes.
really far. Or you're working from home. I mean, the dynamics of work has changed, and I think our dynamics of travel has changed. So yeah, I'm a big advocate for the EV, and I think here in South Africa it definitely works. Like you said earlier, it's a case of when you get home and you've bought one of these, there's a charge box in your garage.
Yes.
You hop out, and before you go into the house, you just plug it in.
You've got a 24-hour petrol station.
Exactly.
100%.
Yeah.
If anything, in my personal opinion, it's more convenient.
Yeah.
I do 30 to 40 k's a day. You know, for me to drive a car like this was more convenient.
Yeah.
I just plug it in twice, maybe 3 times a week. I don't have to plug it in every day.
Exactly.
And even then, there's overkill.
Yeah.
But just to be safe.
I only used about 13 kilometers of range.
Hey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We only used 13 kilometers, but we drove like out on the highway. Our drive has been that was quick, because I think, you know, the car's quite quick. But guys, you know, thank you so much